What is up, guys? Welcome to the Post Millennials. I'm Brian. I'll be hosting today, so I hope you guys are excited for a good stream. This is going to be a very short one. Basically, I want to start this podcast just so, I can talk a little bit and express some of my views on things like sports, politics, all sorts of fun stuff. Have some of my friends on so that we can discuss this stuff and just go into kind of some deep conversations. So, today, I'm not really going to get into any big conversational pieces because I don't have anyone come on, but what I can do is tell you a little bit about why I'm doing this and what my plans are for the future. So basically, I kind of just thought about doing this just because I thought it would be fun. There was no real intention of becoming famous or anything. I just thought this would be kind of fun to learn how to do, learn some new skills. And maybe one day, work at a podcast or do something like producing for a podcast. I really don't know exactly what I want to do. I would love to go into entertainment in the future of my life, but it's a very competitive field, and a lot of people don't get jobs and stuff. So I just want to, look around at some stuff in entertainment and hopefully business and economy and stuff and just have backup plans. And I thought this would be fun to try out. So to introduce myself, my name is Brian. I'm not expecting this to be a very famous stream. I'm not expecting much to come from this at all. I'm not really expecting anything to come from this. All I really ask is that you subscribe and hopefully tune in every now and then. I think it would be fun. So one of my friends, my friends are kind of, encouraging me along and supporting my friends. Can we talk about video games? Of course we can talk about video games, My favorite video game franchise is The Elder Scrolls, and currently that is a gigantic dumpster fire of a mess. The company Bethesda. And I'll talk about all that kind of stuff. I'd even talk about Battle Royale games, any type of game that is really big. I like to talk about some funny stories from my childhood. Just talk about games like Minecraft. I used to play that all the time. I still play it because it's just such a great game. Talk about some YouTube stuff, PewDiePie is he's big again. I remember there was a dark age where everyone just kind of hated his content because it was going from gaming to what it is now, but he was able to pull that off, and I think become bigger than ever. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I could easily talk about. Hopefully a lot of it will interest you. I can't get any in-studio guests. I only have one webcam, so if I could get a second webcam, or if I was rich enough, I would buy a DSLR camera, set it up over there, and have a guest on, and I'd also put a camera to the right of my desk. Right now you're just on my monitor. I'd get a different camera, but right now you gotta work with what you got, which is always okay. So basically that's kind of it about me. So I don't know, I guess I'll go to my break, and we'll take a 1 or 2 minute break, and I'll come back and I'll know what to actually do. So see you. Alright, we are back. So basically, I was looking at my YouTube feed, and I'm realizing how weird YouTube is getting. There's something in my feed right now that says, it's probably a meme, but I haven't seen it yet. It's got 6.3 million views. I definitely do not recognize it. It's called Russian Kid Dancing at the Club Can't Be Bothered. So, it's kind of weird, man. This is yeah, so it's like a Russian kid dancing, can't be bothered. I gotta remember the, what I set this as, so bear with me. Yes, and reaction. Here we go. This is the wrong one. We're not on a break. Alright, let me just make a new thing real quick. Right here. So basically, we're gonna just set this up real quick. Ready, video capture device. See, I have this all set up to have a guest, and here I don't have a guest, so it's kind of gotta be thrown together very quickly. So I believe that's the right one. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So we threw that together. There we go. We're all set up. So basically, it's kind of weird. This literally popped up on my screen. It's just this really weird channel. Interviews with this kid. We'll probably check that out. This is literally in my feed. Just gotta make sure this isn't copyrighted. Yeah, it's not. There's literally just a 8-year-old kid dancing with a bunch of girls in mini skirts around the club. Like, why is this in my YouTube feed? That's really all I want to know. Like, stuff like this shouldn't be popping up in my feed, but it is. You know what I mean? It's so freaking weird. Yeah, but anyway, one of the things I was gonna talk about besides that was just kind of weird as it popped up in my feed. So I was gonna talk about Alex Jones, and he was recently on Joe Rogan, which was actually really funny. I think if you're gonna watch that, I wouldn't recommend watching it if you're overly skeptical or you're just, you know, hate Alex Jones. I mean, I don't hate the guy. I think he's a little bit nuts, but like he was on the thing and he was talking about like interdimensional aliens and stuff, and he's so like I can't tell when he's playing a character or what he actually believes, but I don't know if he actually believes that there's like interdimensional aliens and stuff. It's kind of crazy stuff that he believes. Like, he's just kind of this laughing stock at this point. He's been right about a lot, don't get me wrong. Like, he's actually been right about stuff. Like, I don't want people to be like, oh, you're a crazy conspiracy guy. I don't believe, like, anything he says unless it comes out as true, and then I'm like, alright, that's a point in Alex's direction. But, you know, it happens to the best of us. But, you know, I was trying to think of this. Oh, yeah, I blanked. Alright, so basically there's this Alex Jones soul song. It's so funny. Like, yeah, indie folk song. It's so funny. I gotta skip through it because I don't want this channel to claim the video. But they like take some of the stuff he says. I'll go to the end because the end is really funny. Where is this? Alright, yeah, here, I'll go here. Alright. Alright. Yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna turn on desktop. There we go.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
What? Like, I don't know. It's just funny to me because he's like, so crazy, and he's just like, oh, I watched Fox News before I came on today. But another developing story, if you don't know the popular conservative streamer, I'm a huge fan of him. This is Steven Crowder. He actually got, and I don't know if everyone's heard about this, but Steven Crowder has actually got into he was basically talking to Ocasio-Cortez, that socialist lady up in New York. And it's kind of funny because he asked her, and he really wants this to happen. He wants to actually debate her on his show. Now, I don't know about you guys. If he could debate Ocasio-Cortez, I think he would obviously mop the floor with her. I really do. But I'm just really interested to see what comes of this, because like right now Steven just I don't know if he's currently in a lawsuit with Disney or the Oscars, but they falsely struck down one of his YouTube videos, which was a live stream of the Oscars, and I was tuned into it, watching it, and about 45 minutes in, the live stream just says it's unavailable, and I was watching it on my TV, so I couldn't get much information. So I logged on to my computer and went ahead and checked what was going on, and sure enough, what happened was he got copyright striked, and apparently it was 3 copyright strikes, and he says total this week, so Sunday through this Saturday, the day we're on right now, he said he's gotten 6 copyright strikes, and that he's like, I can win them all, there's not a single one that's correct. So like, this is a really, like I said, it's algorithm on YouTube and stuff. YouTube is really in a tough spot, mostly because yes, Google and YouTube are very liberal sources, and they're striking down channels that they really can't strike down, and have no fair use. And like Steven always brings up this point, is that there's always going to be a little guy who gets silenced. Like, if someone struck down the live stream of a channel my size, I have 5 subscribers in this recording this, and it's all my friends who are trying to help me along, and there's always going to be a little guy who gets kicked down, and that's disappointing to me, because YouTube has always been this platform where you could broadcast yourself. That was what they used to always say. But now YouTube's becoming at this position where they don't care about the individual. They care about pushing their own agenda. You know what I mean? And it's scary, the place to be, because freedom of speech is becoming less and less acceptable in modern culture. I mean, you have people trying to popularize terms like hate speech and make it so that you can't say certain stuff because it hurts someone's feelings. I'm completely against that. I don't think there's any words off limits, and I think if there's a word that hurts your feelings, you really gotta see why it hurts your feelings. And it's not the fault of the person who says the word. I don't believe that, and it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that could be the case, you know what I mean? So YouTube's really in this tough spot currently with YouTubers, because they have to go ahead and be fair to the YouTubers, but at the same time, they're a private company. I mean, they don't have to provide free speech unless, they're claiming to be a social media platform, but they don't appear to be one. You know what I mean? They seem more like they're pushing an agenda. And YouTube less than Twitter, and YouTube less than Facebook, and Instagram's with Facebook and stuff like that. So there's definitely less in YouTube, and YouTube's doing a lot better of a job, but they're still overstepping their boundaries in a lot of ways. And I don't blame them for what happened to Crowder, just because they don't look at every copyright that comes through. They didn't know that was going to happen. And when it's ABC and the Academy striking a video, you're gonna assume they knew what they were doing. They have lawyers on standby for that kind of event, so you have to assume that they knew they were breaking the law, but YouTube didn't. So I give YouTube a break on that one. But at the same time, YouTube does do a lot for the especially now, since like YouTube Rewind, they're doing a lot to try to connect with the community. And you know, like they really, like with the guy who was trying to get YouTube like into its second adpocalypse, they responded quickly, took down some of those videos, even though the videos weren't subject to be taken down. What was occurring in the videos was. So, and they really had no choice in that, and I understand that. But let's try to find these Crowder tweets with Cortez. I think that would be kind of funny. No. No. No, I want to see where Crowder and her had a little dialogue. Let me just scroll through here. But yeah, so like I said, about YouTube. YouTube I think will be fine for a long time, and I think YouTube will do its best to protect freedom of speech, but recently I think they've been doing worse than they have in the past. But hopefully we see YouTube hold its principles close, because that would be very important for the for social media platforms, especially with Twitter. Twitter always gets backlash. This is March 7th, so this happened. I saw this tweet, I think it was on Thursday, so we're looking for the 6th. Oh, here it is. Alright. Cool. Here it is. So basically, can you give me an example of systemic discrimination in the United States today? None of this whataboutism, racism, and bigotry of all forms is inextricably linked. So basically what she's saying is that racism is still built into the system, like white supremacy and classism. I disagree, of course. I don't think the United States is ran by it's not white supremacy and classism, you know. However, so he responds to her. This is basically a long thing about how ICE, she wants to abolish ICE. It's something she ran on. And then we go up to here. All right, so just last week, the Washington Post, $23 billion racial funding gap between K-12 education. So anyway, I looked up this course, of course, on the spot, at $23 billion. What it chalks up to, you can take my word for it, or I'll even bring up the source. In school funding, Washington Post. It was last week. Don't worry, I'm not trying to get anyone. All right, so this is the Washington Post article. I'll find you can read it here. All right, so basically what this report finds is that there is a reliance on property taxes as a primary source of funding for schools, communities, and overwhelming white areas tend to be wealthier, able to raise money, depends on the value of, So basically, the more tax money that an area collects, the more funding that a school collects, mostly based on property taxes, as you can read there. So what she did is that she took the fact that there's $23 billion in difference with non-white school districts, which isn't a thing. There's no black schools anymore and white schools. Now it just happens to be that an area is more African American, Hispanic minorities, and a school happens to be more white. It is not purposely done anymore, and there's no basis to this. So basically what she says is that, there's $23 billion. Now you can read this whole article. I'll link it in the chat. And actually the chat I don't think will save with the video. So I won't link it in the chat. Here's the thing. You saw what I looked up. You can just look that up. the chat won't save with the video. So it just means that you collect more tax when there's people who are paying more money in taxes, which makes sense, right? If you have $100,000 of tax revenue and coming in one area, and you have $50,000 in one area, and you have to divide things amongst 3 services: police, school, and roads. Let's say that. There's obviously more things you got to spend money on, but let's say that, right? The people with $50,000 aren't going to be able to spend $100,000 in total. They can't spend 1/3 of $100,000 on a school and 1/3 of $1,000 on a road, right? They can't do the schools and roads because then they're at 66%, right? Around 66. You can round and say, so it's around 67 actually. I don't care, right? Around 66%. They can't pay 66% of $100,000 with $50,000. So of course the budget's going to be higher in areas that collect more tax revenue. That's not racial funding gaps, right? But whatever. You know, I don't think that she's purposely doing that. But Crowder basically invited her on, and I'd be able to politely host you and discuss. Hopefully she accepts. I don't think she will because it's been 2 days and she hasn't said anything. Hopefully she will go on because I think it would be good because I think conversation is always good. I don't think Cortez particularly is good at what she's doing, but I think having the conversation, whether or not she listens, will be good for the people. If she chooses not to listen, I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully she does and she improves herself. That's the whole point of debate, is to talk to become better. Being wrong is not a bad thing. Don't think being wrong is a bad thing. It's actually a good thing because then you learn from the mistakes that you've made. But basically, I would love to see that. And if you're like, oh, social media, that's a funny shirt, guys. Come on. You can watch his show on Thursdays for free on YouTube, usually on 8 or 9. You can check his Twitter and he'll tell you the time. If you can't afford $10 a month for Blaze TV, which will be you get the show a day later. It's $99 a year unless you're an active student, veteran, or military. It's $69.99 a year. Or it's just $69 a year, not $69.99. And then it's $99 for a year if you're not one of those things. I would personally like to get it. I can't currently afford it. I've got some expenses I gotta pay. I get a car soon. I might have to get a job for it. So we'll see. You know how it turns out. I gotta get a job and work and stuff and make some money. But basically, yeah. So basically, Steven Crowder is gonna hopefully host her, and that'll be good. So anyway, guys, I gotta go ahead and take a break here, and I'll fill up my water, and I'll be right back. All right, see ya.
When the sun falls, in the moonlight, might be a hell of a night. Go, 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 go. Get about y'all, see you can have my drink. Let me see you dance. When I walk your feet, you can be my freak. Let me see you jam. When the sun falls, in the moonlight, might be a hell of a night. Yeah. Y'all see, you can have my drink, let me see you dance. Get up off your feet, you can be my freak, let me see you jam.
And we're back. Welcome back. So currently I saw something like 2 weeks ago that I never actually checked out. But basically the company Bethesda, they just recently released Fallout 76. I know. Don't yell at me. But basically, they released Fallout 76. It's 35% off right now on Amazon. It's $38.90. I wouldn't buy it. I don't know if you guys are gonna go ahead and buy it. But basically, it's for sale. Not a great game. But apparently, there's a placeholder on Amazon. I want to figure out how I can get to Bethesda's Amazon page and take a look at the this placeholder. So we're gonna go to Bethesda Amazon page. We're gonna look that up. Here we go. Amazon software. Skyrim. Alright, so let's cut to screen. And it looks like they have really stupid stuff, like the lore of hardcover. $35 for a hardcover. Jesus, $33.99 for $49.99. Actually, everything's on sale. Now I have a theory. That Bethesda is currently hurting for money a little bit, and they have to be. They have to be hurting for money because everything's on sale here. Oh, this collector's edition art book, $249.99. That's not theirs. So Bethesda Softworks. Here we go. So this is books. This is only books, it looks like. Software. So why am I in Kindle store? Apps and games. Anyway, so a mysterious placeholder shown up. It basically had a countdown with a vintage timer thing. So Bethesda's vintage timer, which is really interesting to me. Yeah, here it is again. Let's see if this one shows a actual picture or video. Close this out. Yeah, and I also saw this Elder Scrolls 6 could launch as late as 2021 because they tried to they have a battle over Redfall, which is probably going to be the title of their next game. So they'll probably either just change the name of the game. We'll see. So it's obviously not going to release in 2019. I think the earliest it'll release is 2020. at the very earliest, but I don't think it'll come out until 2022 or 2023 because they still have a whole nother game to get out. And I'm pretty sure, and they said they had 2 projects before Elder Scrolls, and one of those projects is Fallout 76, which I know they're going to put in the back burner because it's failing. It currently is doing terrible. I'd almost listed on Amazon for $59.99 for the release date December 31st. It's been noted these are default values for any game sold, so these numbers are not going to be taken for the actual price. Alright, so this is obviously, Enterprise must be a remastered version of Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. So that's pretty cool, but I don't really know if I want to pay for a Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas remastered, because I don't want to pay for the old engine, which is still going to have the same exact glitches as it did when the original games come out, and I could just mod it. I mean, Fallout 3 I'm kind of interested in, because Fallout 3 I always have trouble modding it and running it on my computer in general, so a remastered Fallout 3 could be pretty cool. And there was a project to remake Fallout 3 on Fallout 4's engine, which is actually the same engine, it's just better graphics and such. It's upgraded, but it got shut down for using audio from the old games. All the legality of that, but I can understand why it was shut down. But they could have just shut it down because they wanted to remaster it themselves. So yeah, here's the please stand by. So there is a picture. It said 21/17/13. So that's probably how many days. I mean, maybe we'll get an announcement in 21 days from this. It's 21 days from February. Oh, we're gonna bring up a calculator. Here we go. So let's drag the calculator right here. So 2 weeks from the 25th. Let's say they broke it on the correct day. So 2 weeks would be. There we go. So 2 weeks would be the 10th. So tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow would be the day that they will make an announcement. So we don't know if that's for sure. This is 21 days, maybe 17 hours and 13 minutes. So it could, give or take a couple. It could be on the 20. It's definitely not today. So it's probably tomorrow. This is 13 days. So actually on Monday would be, right? So yeah, either Monday or Tuesday. So Monday or Tuesday they'll actually probably make an announcement. That'll be pretty cool. I wouldn't be surprised considering the fact that they took in such a big hit from Fallout 76. They'd want to remind the Fallout community what's coming back and stuff. Makes sense to me. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. The Bethesda is doing this. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. So I think they'll have a nice. They're gonna have an uphill battle, and they're gonna be expected to be a lot better. And we can check their webpage, see if there's a new announcement. See, I'm really split here because with Bethesda, I mean, Fallout 76 I wasn't hyped for at all. It was 2 years, I don't know, it's been 3 years, right? 3 years or something. 2016. Did the game come out in 2016? I think. No, I wasn't a freshman. Fallout 4 release date. Alright, so yeah, 3 years of development for a game 4 times the size. Oh, it was definitely doomed from the start, and I knew it was. It's not gonna be good. I mean, yeah. So it appears they don't have any other announcements. Fallout 3 remastered. Let's see if that's in the news. But yeah, edition. No, it's a game overhaul. See, this is weird. This is 2018. We're not making it. So I don't know what they're doing. See, I'm afraid. Here's what I'm afraid they're doing. Right? I'm afraid that wait 21 days or whatever it is, that countdown timer, and the price, I'm afraid they're going to sell something relating to Fallout 76. I don't know if it's going to be a season pass or something, but I think we can all agree that Fallout 76 is a game that's already on sale. They're not going to be able to sell it. Here's photo mode. I just look how low res even that is. I don't know, man. I don't trust them. I don't trust them one bit. I mean, I haven't played Fallout 76, so I can't really comment and say I hate the game or that I like the game. I don't know if I trust them, that's all. You know what I mean? I just don't know. But anyway, next thing. This stream's gonna end pretty soon, so I just want to leave off with some closing remarks. I had an interaction on Twitter. All right. And I'm not gonna put the guy's Twitter name in here. He hasn't responded yet. But we had a little debate. Now I'm gonna read it. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because I want it to be very clear how people are asking. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. But basically, I'll go to where it began. And I'll read the key points. I'm not going to take anything out of context. And if there's context I need to read, I will. So basically, we're going to debate over Bernie Sanders. Alright? And how he isn't what he seems to be. Now, Bernie Sanders has multiple homes and has been valued according to point is, this guy linked an article valued Bernie Sanders at $750,000 at a net worth. So that's his net worth. Now I knew this wasn't true because he has 3 homes, probably more than 1 car, and he made $1.75 million. So he made $1,750,000 off book sales in 2017, maybe 2018. That alone, even after tax, let's take half of that to tax. That is still an incredible. That is so low of a margin to say he's worth $750,000 when he made $1.75 million off his book, and he didn't donate it to the black community, like, get the money to the blacks, you know what Bernie says, right? He kept it. He kept the money. So anyway, the guy gets it into me, and he says, I sure hope you enjoyed Crowder getting dunked on by your favorite politician, our queen, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, right? And that's what I talked about earlier, that just last week, the $23 million, he didn't read the article, obviously, because he's a sheep. Listens to anything that happens, no questions asked. Like I said, I read the article, and it can be basically written off as there's more money in certain areas and less money in other areas. That's basically what it could be written off as. And they turned into a race thing because the majority white areas, majority black areas, and they said, "Oh, that's racist. It's racist that white people make more money." Whatever. Say what you want. Not the point of this. So I said, "Don't call me racist, blah, blah, blah." I explained it to it. And as a joke, he goes, "You're racist." Suit in the profile pic gives it away. He's just joking around. Right? No harm there. Not offended. Then he told me to stop embarrassing myself because I said that even his wife was crooked. And she was cleared in the land deal investigation, and I wasn't aware of that. So he let me know, and I corrected myself. So we moved on, and this is where it becomes the problem. Instead of talking to me like a person, he decided to attack me on character. And, it was something very stupid. I should have just, moved on. But anyway, he told me I could never, run for Congress and succeed, and I was like, all right, that's fine. I understand they don't believe I could do that. But then he says, Ocasio-Cortez is a genius when it comes to economics. She graduated with an economics degree. Now, personally, I've met plenty of people with degrees who are idiots. You don't have to be a genius to get a college degree. And I don't think you should pretend you have to be a genius to get a college degree. I think most people can achieve a college degree. Now, I'm not saying most people can be a neurosurgeon. I'm not. But I'm saying most people can study hard and get a 4-year degree in economics. Maybe not, even if not most people, a lot of people. Currently, I think the average student in high school, when they graduate, will go on to college and succeed in a 4-year degree. I don't know about a doctorate or any harder degree, like a master's degree. But he has this thing that he does, and he makes a point, and then he attacks you on your character. So he asked me, have wages gone up? Or you just judge the economy by the stock market only? How about the jobs report today? So basically what happened with the jobs report is there was 13 or 12,000 jobs created, which is an undeniably good thing, right? And when it came to wages, the wages went up 1.7% in January. I don't think they've gone down. I couldn't find anything. They might have fact-checked me. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But they haven't gone down, as far as I know. And he says, "Oh, what? You have a basic economics degree?" I said, "No, I don't have any economics degree. But I'm smart enough to know that if you take people's money and distribute it, you're not going to see a lot of growth. We have a good economy under Trump, and I'm not a Trump supporter, but I don't think he's been the worst thing for America. I think he could be a lot worse. And I think currently in the direction that our country is going, he will win in 2020. I think many Americans want a wall. And I think many Americans are okay with the wall. I'm just wondering what that bang was. There's people playing pool at my house currently. Now, I had in my Twitter bio, I took it out, that I was hosting this podcast. And he responded to that with "Oh, can I be on your podcast?" as a joke, trying to mock me, because I had no videos, right? It's fine, you can mock me, do whatever you want. And I go, "Listen, dude, it's just something I'm trying to do for fun. I'm going to start it soon and have a good time doing it. So it's all it is." And I go, "I like Joe Rogan, I like Steven Crowder." And he goes, he said, "Joe Rogan is a gateway to the alt-right." Joe Rogan identifies as he said he's a libertarian, but he has a lot of liberal views. And the guy's pro-gay, pro-transgender. I'm pro-gay, and I think that if you're a transgender, you should be allowed to identify as what you want. But I personally think it is founded in mental illness. But I do not think that means they're bad people, and I don't think that means you should shout them down or bully them into submission, because that's not productive. They're still people, and they're not violent people. They're just people that I believe have a mental disorder, and I believe I can back that up with fact. But anyway, continuing on. He basically says that Milo Yiannopoulos came out as a pedophile. Don't like Milo personally. I do not. But he didn't say he was a pedophile. He said that he had a sexual relationship with an older man, and that he was the predator. It was a punchline, I think. He was the predator. He was the one that went after the old guy. And then Gavin McInnes was on there, outed himself as a head of a violent group. No, he didn't. You can watch Gavin McInnes. I really suggest you do. They're very interesting. He is not a criminal. He keeps getting mischaracterized as one, and he takes a quote that is 2 quotes taken out of context. Not 1, 2 quotes of Gavin McInnes. And then he says Elon Musk smoked pot on air, tanked Tesla's stock on Joe Rogan's. First off, the stock did not tank. The stock dipped. There's a big difference between a tanking stock and a dipping stock. I think most people know that. If a stock dips, it's probably a small thing, and if it tanks, the company's in real problems. Months and months of coming out of. And even if you do make it out of it, can take years even. Even if you do make it out of it, company is never the same. So we can go look at Tesla stock. We'll go look at Tesla stock. Right. So let's go with the 1 year. Alright. Let's go with 5 years. Alright, so Tesla stock is lower than it has been, but I gotta find when he was on Joe Rogan. Elon Musk. Joe Rogan. So this was on September 6, 2018. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go ahead and take a look at Tesla stock on September 6th, 2018. So where's September? March, April. September 7th. This is the day before. Look where Tesla stock is. The $263. The 8th. Alright, it's not the 8th. But it goes up. 21st. This was on the 8th that he smoked the weed, right? So you think from the... Now, it does dip again. But do you honestly think that on September 21st... then people saw it, right? Not when it came out, right? It was out for what? 12 days, right? Something like that. Not 12, so it was 9. It was 13 days. 13 days it was out. And you honestly think it dipped because he smoked? No. Hell no. I refuse to believe it. But point is, right? Point is, the guy comes at me and he goes, oh, a healthy relationship. He basically avoids what I said. Oh, having a healthy relationship involving pedophilia, imagine saying that to yourself and believing it. And I agree, that's crazy. But I said, yeah, I agree, but do you see how not looking into stuff can come out bad? And he completely misread it and goes, oh, how does that make any sense at all? Looking deeper into things comes out hard, which is not my quote. Yeah, scientists should just pack it up, buddy. No need to keep looking for a cure of cancer. But I definitely just said you should look into things. So I guess all I'm trying to say is that reach out to these people who are misinformed, which I am too in some aspects. Everyone is. Everyone can admit to that. But reach out to these people who are misinformed and don't shout them down and be a dick. Talk to them, you know? Have a discussion. This guy was being a little bit of a dick, and I kept my cool. Only one time was I rude to him. I said, yeah, small weenie, you know how it is. But reach out to them, because he hasn't responded yet. It's been 10 hours and he hasn't responded. So reach out to these people and teach them that they're wrong. Shut down the echo chamber. Because if we let that continue, America's just going to go downhill. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and I'll see you guys next time, possibly tomorrow, on the Post Millennials. See ya. Episode 1 down.